Welcome to the Cross Canada Spotlight. I'm Mike Arsenault. Every week we take a look at a handful of the most interesting and entertaining stories produced across the Global News Network. First up this week is admittedly a difficult watch. It's about a little girl named Maddie who needs some help.
Good job.
Every step Maddie Kilner takes, and each smile, is a cherished moment etched in the minds of her mom and dad.
She's just the happiest little girl. Everyone who meets her is like, she's always so happy all the time and so smiley, and so we really tried to focus on that.
What started with a single seizure at 4 months,
Cam and I were just holding hands thinking, what is happening to our poor little girl?
has become a life-altering disease.
In June of 2021, we learned that Maddie was diagnosed with a very rare, very serious genetic disorder called SCN8A.
It causes severe epilepsy. Most of it is drug refractory, so the seizures are likely to come back. It's kind of just a matter of when, and it also causes development delays and a high likelihood of development plateauing.
The disease gene SCN8A was first discovered by Dr. Michael Hammer in Arizona, who identified it in his own daughter soon after her death in 2011.
I, as a parent, and especially as a scientist, just was troubled by the fact that we didn't know what it was. I didn't know if there was another child in the world like her. I started getting emails and then decided to start an online registry. And so I started learning about families here and there, and it went from a few handful. Now we know something like 500 around the world.
For Maddie and others like her, the future is unknown.
SCN8A makes part of the door that connects the inside and the outside of our brain cells. And so in Maddie's case, the door is stuck open.
Whoa.
So the Kilners treasure their time with their daughter.
She's a happy, beautiful girl, and she's so determined, but there's no treatment now, and there's no cure.
The family has raised more than $80,000 for a first Canadian study to help develop new treatments for SCN8A at Sick Kids Hospital. But even more funding is needed because research could lead to a better outcome for patients.
There must be a way that we can make things better, and that's why we're raising money for the treatment and for the study so that we can help in our way.
Karen Lieberman, Global News, Toronto.
I look at Maddie and I see my own 50-month-old daughter, Olivia, and I can't imagine the stress her parents are going through trying to find help to fight Maddie's disease. I truly hope they can reach their fundraising goal and Maddie can get that help that she so deserves. To Alberta now, where a 101-year-old man has returned to the curling rink to show everyone that it's never too late to start over.
Ross Tate recently started rocking again. He actually grew up in an era when jazz was king. But Ross never lost his passion for the roaring game.
I love curling.
He was born in 1920.
Walk up to the 100-year and give it a good shove. There we go.
Began curling at the age of 12.
And that was when the older people started figuring that the young people should be starting.
And the retired surveyor always kept his sights on the sport.
Nowadays, curlers there's no age limit to them.
Last spring, while watching the Brier, the father of four decided he wanted to hit the pebbled ice for more.
We signed him up and we came and saw Rick down here at the Granite Club, and we came here for Wednesday League, and the first thing he wanted to do was get down in the hack and throw the rocks. That's it.
The league is called Sterling Curling, and Ross definitely added a golden age glitter.
It's amazing being involved in a club that's 100 years old, but to have somebody who's older than that actually curling is amazing.
He isn't strong enough or flexible enough for a slide delivery anymore, but don't tell Ross that.
There's only one way to curl, and that's out of the hack.
With the help of his home nurses, the rookie in this lineup is learning how to handle the stick.
It's his first time doing it. He's doing really well. I can't wait to see what he's going to be like in 10 or 20 years from now when he's really got some of it under his belt.
It's just a joy to be curling with him and to be part of enabling him to realize this dream.
Ross still has a keen eye. He can hear the calls and retained his ability to read ice.
I just don't think he sees himself as anything else but the young man he was.
It's amazing.
And when it comes to staying eternally young, Ross is right on the button.
On the button, Ross. Nicely done.
There's only one Ross Tate, and I hope he sticks around for a long time yet.
How old are you?
How old am I? I can't remember. I'm 101, I think.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
A curler.
John Sexsmith, Global Sports.
Good for Ross. As many people age, confidence with mobility wanes, especially on slick surfaces. The fact that Ross feels comfortable enough to get back on the ice at his age is nothing short of astounding. And it's crazy to think that Ross literally predates the founding of the curling club. From Alberta to BC, and let me introduce you to the Chicken Man, a man who needs no more of an introduction than that. Take a look.
Dancing chicken, now we're gonna make it dance until it's fried. So.
It's hard for Adil Jahangir to hide his passion for chicken.
You see it, the fine layer of crumbs breading.
It's what he's been learning most of his life. He's breaded a lot of pieces over his 22-year career.
I think at least more than 2 million.
As a 19-year-old in Pakistan, Adil was part of the bronze medal-winning team at an international KFC competition, basically the company's World Cup, and it changed his life.
I still think of that as one of my biggest achievements ever.
After showing so much promise within the company, he moved his family to Calgary and applied for a managerial job with KFC, but he was turned down.
I was devastated that I was struggling at that time with my finances and with the first kid out there, and I was really hoping that I could get that job.
Adil ended up going back to Pakistan, but he didn't give up. He would return to Canada, move to Vancouver, buy this chicken world in Surrey, and open another 4 locations with the help of his brother Abbas.
Make first number is 15.
Okay.
And they've added some pop culture from back home. The Gobber Burger on the menu is named after a famous actor from Bollywood films.
If you would name Gabbar Burger, or most of the people from subcontinent, they'd be able to answer you.
It's a big bad boy right here.
KFC has 11 herbs and spices. Adil's recipe has more.
13 herbs and spices.
Yes.
Better than KFC.
Definitely better than KFC.
This is it, the Gabbar Burger.
But there's no bitterness towards his former employer. As Adil reminds himself, when one door closes, another one opens up.
Better than finger licking good.
Jay Durant, Global News.
Wow, I wish I was as passionate about anything as Adil is about chicken. I have to admit, seeing all those close-up shots of the fried chicken is making me pretty hungry. I haven't been to a KFC in over 2 decades, but a sandwich from Chicken World definitely looks pretty appetizing. Sticking with the food theme, something that pairs well with fried chicken, pickles, maybe even funky ones.
A stop at this White Ave mainstay was often the perfect way to end the day or night.
You miss it. You get like a sense of nostalgia when you think about it.
Bob Vandell grew up in the White Avenue area. When the Funky Pickle closed in 2015, he remembers sitting inside a nearby pub and thinking, what if?
A kid from White Avenue, he's got Funky Pickle, and we're sitting just south of London.
Vandell and his family moved to the UK and decided to bring a slice of home with them.
I'm so excited.
This pickle has no affiliation with the White Ave spot or its owners. They don't even have pizza on the menu. But Vandell says he's kept the local feel.
So people know it's an Alberta truck, and a lot of the Albertans will come up to us right away and introduce themselves. And, oh my God, I grew up in Edmonton. I remember the Funky Pickle.
Poutine and chicken wings, just like home.
The Old Strathcona Business Association's Cherie Clausen says she's excited to see local brands rebirthed abroad, but it can happen at home too.
A resurgence of some pivoted businesses.
After moving into the Old Strathcona neighborhood, one cafe just got resettled half a block away.
Things that were Edmonton born maybe are still here or going to come back, or maybe they're going to come back in a different way.
After getting so much love from Edmontonians abroad, Vandell says his version of the Funky Pickle may soon be back on White Avenue. Morgan Black, Global News.
Nothing links people together quite like food. A little taste of home abroad can make any trip a little bit better. And now that we're in 2022, maybe more travel plans will be a part of people's futures as well. Here's hoping. Our final story of the week features 3 Indigenous musicians looking to make their mark in the music industry while also celebrating their culture.
That last kiss, wait on the last meals. Oh, I'm here waiting on the no.
They all sound drastically different.
The only love that you'll ever know is that physical and mental load.
But the one thing that ties these singers together,
But I don't care where it's headed. Here's where I'm gonna stay.
their culture and their determination to bring it out in their music.
It's very often that Indigenous people kind of shy away from their own culture based off of past issues and whatnot. But I think it's something that I should be proud of and we should be proud of, definitely.
Their style of music is very different. Ashley considers herself a country singer.
Like up north, fiddle music, Métis music was really like ingrained in me as a really young girl.
Mary is jazz.
Jazz has sort of been what I've always resonated with and wanted to do.
This trio just met for the first time today, and perhaps surprisingly quickly found common ground.
Us as women, as Indigenous women, we just want to be there for one another and really take up space. And I think it's our time now to really like show our art to others. And,
exactly.
Supporting one another in the music industry is important to all three women, all hoping to bring light to their culture through different genres.
Now's the time to do it because we are kind of getting at that point where people are understanding our culture and what it's all about. Finally, finally.
Sierra Yaschuk, Global News.
Watching how talented those women are on the acoustic guitar is inspiring me to get back to my own guitar practice, which has definitely taken a back seat in my mind over the last few months. Maybe I should make guitar playing my resolution for 2022. I hope you and your loved ones have a happy new year. That's it for the Cross Canada Spotlight this week. Be sure to watch Global News Weekend every Saturday and Sunday morning at 7 a.m. on the Global TV app and Amazon Prime Video.